Hello, welcome to Positive Life Principles. I'm Carol Ladd. This week was a rather somber week as I sat in the hospital with a friend as her husband was dying of an unexpected brief illness. And we were in the hospital room as he passed from this world into the next. We grieved, and yet we don't grieve as those who have no hope. We do have hope. We know exactly where he is. He was a follower of Christ, a believer in Christ, and had placed his faith in Christ. We know exactly where he is. He is in the presence of the Lord. And so we have hope and we have comfort. It's difficult to explain why these things happen, why these tragedies happen. All we know is we live in a fallen world where tragedies do happen. But the good news is we also have hope. We have hope in Jesus, and we have the comfort that comes from him. You know, one of our friends, as we were talking about this difficult tragedy, she said, "Where would we be without Jesus?" And isn't that the truth? The Bible reminds us that he is our shepherd, and that even though we walk through the darkest valleys, we do not need to be afraid, for he is close beside us. His rod and his staff protect and comfort us. The Bible also reminds us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The Lord brings saving grace. He brings comfort, and he brings strength as we walk through difficulties. So even though we may not be able to answer the question of why do these things happen, even though we don't understand God's ways, we can understand his comfort and experience his very true and very real presence in our lives. So I want to encourage you, when you walk through dark valleys, look to him. Look to him for strength. And if you know somebody who needs to be encouraged in the Lord, share with them the hope that Christ brings. Because as my friend said, where would we be without Jesus? I hope that you have a comforting week as you look to the Lord for comfort and strength. And I look forward to seeing you next week here at Positive Life Principles.